Gonna watch a couple Idris videos, get these two back to back and see what we got. Not a ship I'll ever own just because big ships are not really my thing. But I do appreciate that the Idris is in the game, especially for those backers who have had it pledged since its initial concept sale, what, 2013, 2014, give or take. But anywho, let's get this going.
Patience. It's not passive. Not idle. Shh. It's quiet preparation. Sharpened intention.
Oh, that looks so much better.
Resolute. To watch and wait.
The turrets, in fact, do not move that fast.
So, you hold. Against haste. Beyond fear. Because you trust. From that quiet, your moment will come.
My only thing is that the emissions on that ship are obviously very, very high. And it's being touted as a hunting ship, you know, sitting in the darkness, yada, yada, yada. So it's like, you're going to see that ship long before it ever has a chance to fire at you. Because I believe from what I've read, the full effect of so we're looking at the Idris P with the laser. The full effect of that sits at 3 kilometers. You get full DPS. Once it starts to have fall off after that, but to get even decent effective DPS range, you have to be 5 kilometers or less. So from what I've seen, from what I've read, watching other videos and things like that. But I do very much enjoy the design of the ship. And for sure. Cool. So now we'll move over to this one. And watch the end of it. But yeah, I will say that I have seen, you know, Idris melt a hammerhead within seconds. You get 2, 3, or 4 of them on a single ship. It will just delete it. It's pretty impressive. But I have this feeling it'll get a nerf at some point because everything does. Anywho, cool. So now we're gonna do behind the ships and watch this one. Move that.
What is the Idris?
It's a big bloody spaceship. The Aegis for me was almost like the second stepping stone of 100% belief that we could make this project a reality. We took the concept off Ryan Church many, many years ago. I think it was one of the first ones that got developed for the game. Huge undertaking across the board. And when I first saw that taking off in that demo with the crew on board.
Wow, how old is it? 2017.
It was a true sort of like, okay, we can do this. We can deliver on the promise that Chris had envisioned, you know, several years before.
The Idris is a frigate used by the UAE Navy, but it was also available to civilians in a sort of wide range of specifications.
It's one of the more sought-after ships that people have wanted to use in the universe for just one of the longest times at
And
this
it's
point.
all limited too, which is dumb.
It has enough crew and provisions on board to support long-duration patrols. It has plenty of armament to defend itself and
paint is
attack
fun, though.
aggressors. And hangars on board for a wide range of ships.
I just don't agree with hull limited ships,
There are
but
multiple
anyways.
versions of the Idris, the most popular being the Idris P, the P standing for Peacekeeper. This is the civilianized version of the Idris. It trades some of the prior military assets for increased cargo storage.
That you can't use.
At its core, it is
Right now.
essentially a flying
Hey, Chip.
hangar with all the crew facilities around that.
What it's very good at, though, is killing things.
It starts with a front upper manned turret, which is size 5. This is swappable, which we'll talk about in a bit. Then there are 7 additional size 5 turrets spread across the top and bottom of the ship.
These are perfect for dealing with mid-sized targets and give you fantastic coverage across the whole ship from all the different angles they could approach you from.
Whilst they are lasers by default, you can swap them to a wide variety of other weapons in the game.
But that's not all the firepower that the ship has to offer. It also has 4 remote turrets, which are size 4, which are a little bit better at dealing with more agile fighters.
So at this point in the game, you are looking at having a minimum of 12 people on an Idris P to fully crew just the weapons.
So make sure you've got plenty of friends to tag along.
Obviously, flying a ship this
Yeah,
big
Doc.
with this much armament makes yourself a big target, and for that reason, the Idris comes with 11 point defense system hardpoints. These are the exact
We all heard that. 11 PDCs. 11. PDCs right now are bugged. And if you are hostile in any way, shape, or form, even if you're in a group, the PDCs still target you and will go to town. Also, PDCs are hard as hell to hit and destroy to begin with. I've only seen the Idris with its gears down once, and it looks different. Something very visually looks off, but
These are the exact same point defense system weapons that you've seen on ships like the Polaris and 890 Jump. For those of you lucky enough to have an Idris M, it comes with a number of key differences that improve the Idris P. Primarily, it comes with a size 10 railgun, default equipped on the nose.
Now, anyone that's taken part in any of the Idris missions and been unlucky enough to fly past it just as that shot goes off,
that railgun hits hard.
you all know how devastating that can be when it hits.
The upper front turret is upgunned to a size 7 turret. The cargo room is replaced by the missile launcher, and it has increased armor over the base Idris P. But it does lose the lower rear man turret for all these other changes, so it's not perfect. For those Idris P owners who want a bit more bite to their Idris and missed out on getting an Idris M, we do offer 2 ways to sort of improve your Idris P: the Idris K kit and the Idris T kit.
This is a kit. It's not a whole Idris.
They are simply Idris M's or P's with additional items swapped out in their loadout.
It's parts. I can't... The amount of times
Because it often gets confused, and it has been over the years.
that I've had to remind people there isn't an Idris K.
There is no such thing as an Idris T variant.
It's an aftermarket kit. Anyway,
The Idris K kit comes with a bunch of new items that can be applied to the Idris. Primarily, there is the size 10 laser beam that goes in place of the railgun.
the beam is one of the first real beam weapons that we've added to the game. Obviously, you've got the mining laser, but this is an actual weaponized version of it. And if anything gets in its way, it's gonna quickly wish that it hadn't. The next item in the kit is a size 7 manned missile turret, which replaces the front turret of the Idris.
It also comes with 5 additional PDS weapon systems to help fill the
The
additional slots on
Nightbreak
the
paint
P, and a cool black
is
and red
my
paint.
most favorite paint right now. And
The new
end of
Idris T
story.
kit is a companion to the K kit, and it sort of takes your Idris in a less weapon focus and putting it into more of a torpedo and ordnance focus.
So the first thing is a new nose-mounted weapon. a set of size 12 torpedoes, a total of 20 of them, that fire out of 4 fire ports.
And immediately
Now,
destroyed
that's a
by
lot of
PDCs
torpedoes.
of other ships.
And for anyone
Anyways,
that watched one of our more recent Citizen Cons, here's a message back for Elwyn. F the Polaris.
The views and opinions of Mark Gibson do not represent those of Cloud Imperium Games, Roberts Space Industries, or its subsidiaries. They do represent Jared Huckabee's, though.
The top turret is an alternate size 7 bespoke ballistic cannon turret.
Which is going to add some serious firepower.
The last piece is 5 additional PDS systems. These ones fire missiles rather than energy weapons.
nice.
In addition to that, this also comes with another unique skin you've never seen before.
Give me the Nightbreak skin.
If you look
Nightbreak
at the
livery
layout
for
of the ship,
every ship,
including the exterior from
please.
the top down, there is no space conserved. It's packed. One of the most impressive spaces on the Idris is the main hangar. This is the center of operations. It's where you come and go, where you land your ship.
You've got everything that you need, plenty of space.
You can see space for offboarding cargo. It's got
The
ramps
hangar is the
for
coolest part of the ship,
bringing
in my
and out
opinion.
Equipment. The
It is
bridge
nice.
is quite special.
I like the fact that it's almost a sort of glass house in space, full views all the way around.
You have this sense of importance, like you're commanding the vessel.
Oh, you mean you don't need to have bars in front of
The
your
corridors,
viewpoint?
they're like the connective
Looking at
tissue
you,
of the ship.
Constellation.
They're bold, they have a really distinct profile to them. You've got these white, clean floors that you could imagine some janitor kind of polishing up constantly. It really feels believable. The mess hall is quite municipal, quite utilitarian. It's not the most extravagant space.
It's a military
I
ship.
just like how tangible.
What do you
it is.
expect?
The bunks have a very strong nautical, almost submariner type feel to them.
Oh no, Doc.
Another space I really enjoy is the engine room. It feels like a nuclear reactor.
Becomes janitor, exactly.
The thing with the ship is everything is functional and military. You get the impression that everything was designed for a purpose and space was at a premium.
The Idris has been a ship people
Nice to meet you,
have
Solo.
waited for ages, and it means something different to everyone, and how everyone's going to use it is really down to them.
So what's the deal here? I thought we weren't going to release this until Squadron came out.
As Squadron has developed and the Idris has been in the PU in various guises for quite some time now, it's been quite clear internally that the two versions are very different things now. And it's not going to be a spoiler for Squadron. Now, even after this ship releases, it's still going to evolve further.
We've still got lots in the pipe that we want to bring to the ship for Squadron, and hopefully it will trickle through to you guys in the PU as and when we're ready to release it.
So now we're really excited to release the Idris to the PU, and it's going to make lots of people super happy that it is finally here in the game.
You think?
We couldn't do it without the teams across the board. Artists, VFX artists.
Now remove
lighting
ships
artists,
from being hull
physics,
limited.
code, narrative. There's so many departments and people involved in bringing such a beast to life. Yeah, it's a big undertaking, so congrats.
Like I said, I very much enjoy the view, the look of the ship. When its gears are down, and something does look a little off, but I enjoy what the Idris is. You know, it's one of those ships that I've looked at for over many years, and hull limited, so I never took the time to do it or to try to get one or anything like that. But I do very much enjoy I enjoy what larger and big ships can do. I would either prefer to crew one, be a crew in one, or just get my light fighter and go to town. Please give me the Nightbreak paint for every ship. I would drop $100 on a paint pack if it came with every ship. Of course, with the flight blades right now, you can only get the Nightbreak paint for those, specifically the Avenger and the Gladius, if you also buy the flight blades. And the Shark livery, like, for instance. So the available, liveries, you got yellow and blue. I don't mind it. Not really my color scheme. You got the shark tooth one. I think it visually it does look really cool. I know Harold got the shark tooth one. It does look really cool. I have seen watched another video where it had on there. I liked it. Commando camo, yeah, sure. Beachhead, you know, FDE if you will. Field Desert Earth, but the Marauder, straight black and gray across the entirety of it. And then the Nightbreak. The Nightbreak paint, we all know I love black and red. I need the Nightbreak paint for every ship that I have, hands down. I very much enjoy this black and red paint. Forced camo on ships that fight in space, exactly. Who knows? Yeah, like I said, if an Idris like I know, so Imperator subs at the very least are gonna get the Idris. I assume the Idris P as a loaner ship for at least a week once Invictus is over. So I'll be able to mess around with one, so that's cool. But like, I'm not going to spend that amount of money, whether it's new money at 1,500 or credit at 1,900. I'm personally never going to drop that amount of money on a ship at once, ever. But if one magically appeared in my hangar one day, I wouldn't be upset either. And they're supposed to open up new ways for folks who didn't. They did post that they were going to put they were to open a few more waves soon, TM. But the issue is CIG either doesn't want to or hasn't figured out how to stop the bots from buying everything. So yeah, that is the. So yeah, you know, Idris with Warbond 1,500. So that's got to be new money. They're putting out a couple more waves. They just haven't said when yet. Or you can do 1,900 on credit. So on and so forth. I like what the ship is. I'm never going to drop that kind of money, but the ship has been fun to watch flying around and just decimating things. That's been stupidly fun. All right, moving on.